Jan says on Facebook, I'm a fellow Texan near Dallas. My husband's 64. I'm 62. We have 4 20-pay life insurance policies on him that I don't know if they are wise spending or not. We will need income as we age and currently pay $860 monthly for these policies. And then she gives some examples. She's had them for 10 years. They've cost $46,000. The surrender is now $37,000. And she wants my thoughts and my comments. Well, Jan, what I would say is that it all depends on the reasons that you purchase these policies. If you purchase these policies because you or somebody else would suffer a financial hardship, if your husband was called home to be with the Lord early, then it's probably, if those conditions still exist, it's probably a good idea to continue on with that. Protection from early death is a good reason to have life insurance. There are also other uses for life insurance. So maybe you're in a situation where you have a lot of qualified money and you have a lot of an embedded tax liability in those investments, and you want to be able to pass on efficiently money to your children and or to fund ministries or charities when you go home to be with the Lord. Life insurance proceeds come to your heirs, income tax-free and estate tax-free under the current laws. So that might be a way to pay some of the taxes that you have embedded, that tax liability that you have embedded inside your qualified money for your heirs. Or it may be a way to use your qualified money to do some of your death giving, because if a charity or a nonprofit is the beneficiary of your IRA or 401k, or even a portion of it, then federal taxes are not paid on that part of the money. If your people heirs inherit that money, they've got an embedded tax liability. And if it's not a spouse, they've only got 10 years to get that money out. So the life insurance proceeds may help them pay the taxes on some of those things, and maybe a replacement. Maybe you're able to leave that money to your people heirs and use some of your qualified money to do some giving. So it really depends. The thing that I think is interesting here is that she says she's had them for 10 years. She's put in right at $47,000, and the surrender value is $37,000. So if you look at a $10,000 decrease in your investment, if you're looking at this from a cash standpoint, it's a very, very poor return. A 10-year return of negative $10,000, or negative 20% over a 10-year period is not a real great use of cash. But again, if you need protection, it might be a good idea to keep it. If the premiums are not a burden to you, you may want to keep it. You may want to also wait out that surrender penalty. If you wait, until you retire to maybe stop paying the premium, you always have the ability to let that cash value continue to pay out the policy for however long that'll happen. And you can always go back to the insurance company and you can ask for what's called an in-force illustration. And that will give you an idea of how long the policy will last under certain conditions. So if you say, well, we're going to work for, we're going to work for 5 more years and we could easily pay the premium. So what would it look like if we paid for 5 more years and then stop paying? How long would that last? What would the cash value do? So, there's a lot of different options there.
Hey, remember to click the subscribe button right here on the screen. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when new content is added. And more importantly than anything, you don't want to miss all 3 live hours of Financial Issues every day from 9 to noon. And you can watch it on FISM.tv. That's FISM.tv.